So I have both ways. So this is the bear market low. Here you have wave one, down in two, and then from two we have one, two, three, four, five to complete the third wave. And then from a third wave, you can put a four down here, which is your August low, which is this 10% retracement. Or we can just make this as a down in A, up in B, and here's your C. That's what you call running flat. Okay. And then from here, then we need to count one, two, three, four, and five to complete the fifth wave of one higher degree. So the fifth wave right there needs five smaller waves. Okay. So there's a lot of fibs here. It's gonna got me thinking like, what the heck is going on over there? So those are daily kind of projections that I have. So we're right to this kind of 6,000, what do we at? 6,032. So I believe did we hit 6,039 yesterday or no? What was the high yesterday? Yeah, 644. So we did that one. So we hit this one, 6039. The high was 6044 yesterday. But just try to see if I can just make this move the continuation to the upside. This is the daily time frame, which is gonna take weeks and months to play out. So we're gonna take this price action from here, this one, to here. So now if you remember, if you notice, this is the August low, which is right here, 5119, 5119, right there, 5119. So this wave on this time frame, what I did, I kept the fourth wave here instead of here. Remember, I made it both ways. I made this one as a running flat, so I kept four here on this part. And then from here, I'm trying to count. And then on this side right there, I'm keeping the fourth here, and I'm see if I can count this as a 1 2 1 2, right? So both ways are okay. Both ways is not, it's not wrong, but it's just a matter of um, it's a matter of like where do you label it and where you want to and where you want to make sure that your wave count has the right look, right? That's very important. So if you put four here, this is a clear five-way move. So that becomes one, this becomes two, and then you got the smaller one, two, three, four, five. There it goes. So it really doesn't matter because upside the fibs that I have laid it out here and on the other side here is going to work the same way. Okay. It just taking a different low. So because I can't just make one single wave count and just marry to that wave count. That's not how it works. If I know how tricky fourth waves are, okay, they are they're not just a simple ABC and you're just done with it. That's not even you have this kind of a massive run to the upside. You won't just get like one single ABC and like, okay, I'm done and okay, I'm gonna load a bazooka now. So that's not how it works. So either way is fine, you know. Um, so if we keep an August here, we're going to do 1 2 1 2. And then within this 1 2, now we need to complete this third wave. So we need five smaller green waves to complete this third, and then the fourth, and then fifth to complete the brown third. So that's way out there. I'm not, yeah, they're sitting right there, all these labels. So we're not there. I'm not that far there to project anything. So I'm just kind of focus on this one for now. Um, okay, so we looked at this, uh, this part. Okay. So if I take this and go to my wave count, can I make a case here for a second wave? Okay. Meaning that this is a one completed five waves to the upside, and then we just take a bit of a pause here, okay, into the second wave for next 2 weeks, and then from there we start to make a final, push to the upside is to complete the year. That's how I have it for now. I mean, that's how I see it. Okay, factoring in a seasonality with the wave count, that this is a pretty much we can get one more push to the upside, go toward, because we already hit this, right? 161.8. 161.8 is a pretty, it's the golden, that's the only print that we're always after. Okay. 161.8. You want to get to that mark somehow. Same thing to the downside or same thing to the upside. Okay. Same thing here. You say 61.8, 61.8. You just gotta chase this this green fib. Okay, that's why it is colored green for a reason. And then if the price would have further continuation, then you look toward this 200. Those are your targets. That's your then from here you look for the 261.8. So fibs will go up and up. So you can run some wild projection to the upside. Maybe it will, God knows how long that thing is going to take. But you just like sitting and staring at that thing, like, I hope the price will get there one day. It might not. So there's no point to run two, 4 or 5 standard deviation moves on an S&P when S&P only moves 1% on average anyway. So what is the point to run 4 or 5 standard deviation moves, upside swings? This doesn't make any sense to me at all. So we're just gonna take, if I actually tweeted this thing out yesterday, I don't know if you saw it. Um, this was this is the same count. September 15. We were right there at that 58, 54 mark. So basically what we were looking for is this election move that the push that we had. This was the election run from here. That was the gap up. And then the market rallied. And then from there started to come back down. So we retraced all the way back down to 50%, 58, 54 mark. The high was 6,016. Yesterday, high was 6,044. So I was looking to see if we could find our potential support. This is what our yellow zone is to see if the price can rebound back here. And then this 58, 54 is right there. It's the same move. I had this thing laid out like this because wave two is sometimes kind of tricky, it can retrace as little as 3.6, but the ideal retracement for the second wave is around in this zone, in this 38.2 to 50%. So meaning that the initial move, the initial trend wave, because you have 5 waves, right? That's what they call the actionary waves. So your trend wave, this is your counter trend move, because this is the move that moves against the trend wave. This is your correction, right? So if the price is on a very strong uptrend, market just gonna have a very shallow pullbacks, right? So meaning that the market is hardly ever gonna give anybody to get in. So let's say like this, you see, like big move here, very shallow retracement. Look at that, boom, took off. So it's very common when you have a price that is trending higher and higher, it's gonna have a very shallow pullback. You don't expect. I mean, there unless um, the price to rally like this and just go like this. I mean, it depends which time frame are you looking for. Some of them they do get a deeper retracement, and then from there they're just gonna make a strong move to the upside. But the point is like if your starting price right there to here, okay, if you have a high swing, okay, all you're looking for now is the down is the higher low, right? Against this move right there. So this move right there is your higher low because higher low is the one that move against your actual the your original swing to the upside. That is basically your wave one, you call it, which is right there. So this ABC move, which just came down to this 50% retracement, you see, I took out this, finally took out this high. Now it's make what? Higher high. That's your high swing, higher low, higher high. So that's the bull trend. Okay. So you should always be trading in a direction of the trend. You should never trade against the trend. It's gonna fail some point. I'm well aware of that. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be the it's gonna go up like this forever. We all know that. It will eventually fail somewhere. I don't know where. When it will show me on the screen and I'll deal with it. But the point is like when you have a price, okay, that is making higher highs and higher lows over and over again, and you are sitting buying puts, I mean, my opinion, I mean, this is just you're a fool if you're doing this. If you have a price that is coming down like this, lower lows and lower, it's you have a low with a lower high and lower lows, then it's different. Yes, you are in a right direction. You think that I cannot trade the downside? Of course I will. You think I'm not going to trade it, or I will, but I need price to give me a reason to start betting against the market. Why would I do that? Why would I do that here? I don't even remember the last time I bought puts. You guys, I don't know if somebody remembers. I have no idea when was the last time I even bought puts in the market. I have to look it up. But there's people, this is the top, this is the top, this is the top, this is the top, because my trend line here touches this. People drawing their trend lines on a linear scale, on a daily and a monthly and a weekly. I've seen a couple of them. Linear charts, but they have their beautiful line going up there like, oh yeah, this is the top, this is the top, this is the top. Buy puts, here comes a crash. I mean, if you want to blow up your hard-earned money like this, go for it. You don't do daily or weekly or monthly analysis any price on linear chart to begin with. If you don't know what the difference is between linear and log, it's a log scale, read it. I will explain it to you. Elliott wave downs on. Have you noticed this? Every single chart I have ever posted, it always says log scale on it. Why do I write this? There's a reason for it. I will show you every post, a Twitter post for the world that I have posted, log scale. Any wave count on my entire page, I will pull up log scale. Show me one chart, okay, where it doesn't say log scale on it. This is Optima because it's still on a log. I don't just have to mention it. Meta, log scale. Most people don't even know what log scale is. They're just sitting on linear scale. Linear scale is good for day trading. That doesn't linear scale doesn't work well on on a bigger time frame. If you are a day trader on a 5 minutes and a 10-minute chart, those are the linear charts are good for you. Okay. So what we will do here is we take this price action, okay, we're going to bring it down to a 15 minutes right here. The same one here, 58.54, 58.54, right? So now we have what? Five waves up. Can we make a five wave, or can we have one more push to the upside? We don't know that. We can make many cases from here, okay? Because this is where the mess will start to come into a play, because it's a 15-minute chart. All you're trying to analyze now is this initial move that we have from this 58.54. So what do we see here? We had this high. You see this round bottom, right? Like this. So it tried to poke, trying to break here, false break, backed off, and then it made another attempt to clear this one, and it finally did. Was gonna do it. I mean, you have this high, this high, this high, this high. Well, it's gonna break. Okay, this is a large index S&P. Jeez, what the heck is going on outside? So this is a large cap, especially in S&P 500. You're not gonna. There's no top form that are quadruple tops. Okay, market don't S&P or NDX or Dow and stuff. They don't form tops with double tops or triple tops or quadruple tops. That doesn't those this kind of a tops, they're always gonna get taken out one day. So so now, I mean, again, I don't really give these wave counts to, meaning like to post these wave counts to anyone, because first of all, they're going to change pretty fast. Okay. And I don't have time for this to sit and wait to put this fourth wave. Okay. I can do this. And then if I put a fourth wave here and I need five now, right? So we can do this. You see, there's so many ways. I mean, I can show it to you. People who's sitting on a smaller time, we can do this. So you can do this. This is one possibility. So now we have to run 3 versus 1. So 3 versus 100% was 6046. We hit 6044, so we're almost there. And now it's a matter of like if this third wave can get to 6085, which is a 161.8, and there comes your fourth wave that goes against this, and then you get one more push back up to complete 5 wave that will be extended 5. So you can do this. That's one way to look at it. So in this case right there, you have towards this one, which is right there toward the 61.8. You see, like you have a lot of um, work here. So basically, you have wave one, wave two, up in three, which is this close to this 300%, 200%. Remember, we just talked about that 200 on Bitcoin. So here comes your call it as a fourth wave, right, to this 38.2. And then from here, what you're looking for now is the extended. Fifth wave is to see if you can complete five smaller wave is to complete this fifth move to put a one here. Okay. So if you don't do this, like, okay, if you don't do this, I can just do it like this. I can just make the whole thing as some sort of a triangle. You see, I do this for my own for my own record because I can't pose these things to people because you're gonna be confused. Like, what the heck is going on? 15 minutes ago was a 1-2-1-2, and now is only a 4-4-4-5. I know which way we can go. It's but is can we call this just a completed five wave? Absolutely, yeah, it is a valid count, right? You can just do it like this. There you go. That's your completed wave one. So you have one, two, up and three, triangle four. Here's your triangle, post triangle thrust to the upside. Okay, so you can do this. If you don't want to do this, you can make this fourth as like some sort of a running flat, or like this. So it really doesn't matter. Here's your 3.6 right to this mark, and then from here you can count five waves up like this. If you want to get one more push to, because we don't know that yet. Let's say you can go like this. So it doesn't really matter where you anchor this fourth wave. You can put it here, you can put it here, you can put it here. But the point is what you're looking for, what your focus is to take out this high, right? Price when, show you this way. This is the high. This is where the market took a dive lower. The price went down, right? And days after weeks, it rallied all the way back up to 6017. So you're bullish. You want to go right back up to the previous high. So that will be should be your initial target. So what are you looking for? You're looking for price to make a higher high. How is it going to make a higher high? It has to break this. It tried, failed, then made another attempt, failed, then finally cleared it. Because what happens is that this is the high, and if the price makes an attempt right back to this high again, and if it rejects, right away you know that's a double top, correct? Because price should go this way, but it didn't. It rejected. It forms a double top. So you have to understand one thing, that indexes, especially a large cap, an S&P 500, don't put double tops as your whatever, the initial top of any trend move. I can show you a 50-year-old chart of an S&P 500. S&P 500 has never formed a double top where it has, whatever, 15, 20% decline. So same thing with all these Mag 7 stocks as well. If you happen to come across any one of these Mag 7, the big market cap companies, and they form the double top, it's gonna get taken out one day. It's just a matter of time. But then to time that move with the option that's the challenge. With shares, you got all the time in the world. Nothing to worry about. because there's the option is where the clock is ticking and you want to break that double top, you know, that becomes a little bit challenging. So it doesn't, as I said before, I can change this thing to many different ways. But regardless what happened, what I will be watching from the next couple days is to see if we can get this. The worst case is, can this be all two here? That is possible as well. I mean, there's so many different ways to look at this. Like, I can just we can just do this. You can just do one, two, three, triangle, four, five. Goes your one, one, two here. So this two goes here and goes your three. This is another way to look at it. The point is that we trade the unknown. We don't know the how the next day is gonna go. So the reason why I don't post this thing for anyone is because I can quickly change it. But for you, it's going to be very confusing. And I'm not sitting and explaining myself to the world like why I put one here and why I had three there before. You don't, because first of all, you don't have enough knowledge of Elliott wave. Second thing is this, you don't know that I want to, like um, the wave count can change. So does the price. Price is changing, so does the wave count can change as well. There's no such thing written on a dotted line that this is going to be the way to go. That doesn't work that way. So we'll see. I mean, gonna leave it like this for now, and then we'll see how we start the month, and then we'll just go from there. So if we can get a little bit of a breather here, what would be a 60-32 back toward this. I mean, the 6,000 mark has been so kind of like such a sticky point. I mean, look at this 6,000 price on this chart. How market is battling either to hold, and if it breaks, it comes right back up. Look at this, all this consolidation here. It's the 6,000 mark. You know, it chews a lot of time into that 6,000, come down, up. Then it finally give, then from here, eventually right back up to the 6,000 mark. And then from here, if you look at how many times down, up, there's 6,000, then 6,000, here goes, you see like how much distribution do you have in this area of 6,000 mark? Price is just so can price will come right back down to 6,000? It's totally possible. Come right back down because it's been chewing around, price is just circling around here for a very long time. So we'll see if we get one more push here, then can I come right back down to 6,000 and then we'll run retracements here. See where the second wave can settle, or if this is all of two and we're ready to go. That is possible as well. I mean, this is a very strong market. It is absolutely nothing bearish about the market. And people who are sitting and buying puts, I mean, I feel sorry for you. You're just trying to fight such a strong upside. I mean, trend to the upside. Um, Same thing with Qs. Now, uh, if you notice here, Here's your August low. Now we Qs did manage to make the same move like the S&P did, but look at how much is the difference is in these two charts. Here's your August low right there. You know, it's it's crazy like how much S&P from here to this mark. Come on. Here. So so here you have this breakout from S&P. And if you notice that I think there's so much room, came back down, retest this zone, which is right there, right? In this area, because this is where it took the this was the largest percentage decline that the market had, which was 10%, I believe. Yeah, 9.70, close to 10, call it 10%. This was a 10% decline, and then from there managed to make right back up to the high, rejected again, then made an attempt. But the point here is like you have to look like how S&P is outperforming the mega growth. Got a breakout here, retest here, boom. Then got another retest. Qs only managed to get one push, rejected, and look what the Qs are doing here. And S&P just making new highs, highs after highs. The Qs didn't even made a new high yet. It's the same chart, okay, side by side. If you look at them, okay, uh, if you just look from here, you will see the same colors, 1 2 1 2. Then you have a blue one here, 1 2 1 2. Oops, I got opposite color here. Should be it's supposed to be blue, and then this should be a green. So now, if you look at them, is this blue 1 2, then the green 1 2 is the same green 1 2 right there. You see, like it has a lot of subdivisions, right, on a smaller wave count. But the point is like how is this large cap is outperforming the mega growth? It's insane. Look at the look at this price action from here, from this breakout up to this window right there. Okay, let me do this way, show you a better way. Let's do this. So you take out this high right there up to here. Here's the breakout from here, right? Now you copy paste this. Oops. It's two different charts. Not going to do that. And then you compare that thing here. Oh boy. Look at this breakout from here. Same thing. Put it here. Look at the difference in price and time. And S&P is making new highs and Qs are not even making new highs. It's very odd. I have never, I've been, I've been a trader for a very long time. I always see that the mega growth always outperform, a large cap value and small caps and everything. I just, I don't know if it's if it's the momentum is slowing down or if it's gonna starting to form in some sort of a diagonal. It's the only thing I can think of, but I cannot call a diagonal yet because I don't have any signs for it, you know? So when you starting to lose momentum, it is when the price is gonna start forming um, it's trying to contract into some sort of a wedge. So price moves based on momentum. So if you have a strong momentum, yeah, the price will move. If it's just starting to kind of like drag, like gonna go like up and down and that kind of stuff, it's starting to show the exhaustion kind of, like friend is running out of gas. So this sucker right there just ready to maybe can go put a hole in my ceiling. It's just the way this thing is going. But this one right there is just, well, I don't know. I mean, how you gonna move S&P but without this? We need this more than this chart, So I know that most people have a habit of just only chasing this, but they're just missing out on this one. This is the most important thing. Okay, a tech gets under pressure, it's gonna pressure this side. You don't sit and make a bear case on this when you don't have any signs here. Yeah, you gotta work them side by side. The weakness will come from Mag 7. Okay. Mark is not gonna fall on his own without the help of big names. So just do something to keep in mind. I know just most people just have a habit of like, oh yeah, this one chart and this is it. Yeah, it is the most important chart. Don't get me wrong. So it's tracking. God, I mean, every sector, 500, 1,500 stocks. It's all your performance of the market is all based on S&P 500. This is your main benchmark. But you can't just sit and fight one single wave count or a price action on just one chart. It's just not gonna work. So yeah, you wanna go into a bear camp or put a bear gloves on. You need to make a bear case here because this rolls over. Okay, that will pressure S&P. S&P has a lot of tech in it, so I believe like 28, 29% it's all tech in S&P. So Qs, this and that is done. IWM is good. I'm looking for see if we can get to this 250 mark. Oh, this was a fucking nightmare. Some of these. This was, ugh, but we made it. So I I got 5 waves up. Here's your flat. Counting this as a 5 into a 1 as a motive diagonal. There goes your pretty sharp wave 2. And then the wave 2 from here, that's just a massive V-shape reversal here. And then we finally broke this high right there. All-time high was 244.46. I think we just kind of barely poked above a couple pennies. 244.98. That was a new all-time high for IWM. So what I have it here is if this is a 1, 2, 3, some sort of a choppy looking triangle, for the last few days. And then we'll see if we can get a one more push toward this 244 is to see if we can get to this 250 mark. The 250 mark is where we have this 161.8 is sitting. So we can just get one more push here. If not, this is some sort of a second wave that I have to just move this one here somewhere, you know. Doesn't, they're kind of missing the fourth wave. So I'm hoping that because it poked above to a new highs, now it's this price action here is where we can see, you see kind of the price kind of go sideways. That's what I put a triangle there to see, because it's taken few couple days to see after this triangle, see if you can get one more push to the upside. Remember, accumulation, distribution, right? This is what the sideways chop is to see if we can get one more push. Then we get this, because we got to make some room to the upside. And I got to have to remember this. You coming back up, you taking out a 3-year-old high. You don't take out a 3-year-old high with a couple cents on a price. If that's the case, and if the price is gonna start to reject lower, then you have a double top. And we just talked about the double top before. Okay, so it's just a matter of like how much time is going to take, but it could it will make a move higher. I mean, small caps don't really move as much as a mega growth and the large cap, but now they are. I mean, they're doing good. They are very, see, the small caps are very rate sensitive, you know? I mean, well, everybody knows that we're not looking for higher rates. Um, Fed is not going to increase rates. Fed is cutting rates. So if they're cutting rates, that should help small caps over time. Yeah, you don't expect that cuts to effect take place the next 2 3 days or 2 3 weeks. It doesn't work that way. You have to wait for the companies, all those companies' earnings. No. So then those companies, they have to report earnings, and that's where you will see how is their balance sheets, and like how their what their future guidances are, what how their balance sheet looks like now, because all the money that they're borrowing on such a high note is the lower financing is going to help them. So IWM is fine. Got nothing to worry about here. Our position is good from here. We had I'm planning to hold this thing, so I understand that we could come back down or whatever. That I'm fine. I would rather just hold the whole thing. Leave good to have small cap. Yeah, 31, almost 32. Not bad since March. I mean, there's a lot of whipsaws that it had like there, you see, like down here. I was like, you know what, screw it. I will wait. Okay, I will wait. We'll see when the IWM will make a new high. So it doesn't just you gotta keep trading at the same time. Because the thing is, you have to look at this as I talk about 70-30 side is you stay long 70%, right? Like yesterday, like, okay, I didn't trade any option positions, but I have this side working right at the bell opens. So instead of you throwing trades here because the market opens that I want to trade an option trade, well, you have this side working. So what this side doesn't is it doesn't mean anything, or why there's no risk here. So this is where like if a short day of trading or things like this, like, or you might happen to take a time off, or you're busy with work and you're going on a vacation or something. And if the market has upside, you have positions that are working to the upside. So you have long exposure to the market. But it's just a matter of like the bell rings and now you just want to attack the option side. Oh, because I want to trade this, I want to trade this. I mean, that's different, you know? I mean, yeah, if you're not going to trade one day, nothing's going to happen. So I didn't trade anything yesterday, to be honest. I just kind of like sit and start looking stuff online. And so like I got a few positions working, let it work. I'll start the new month next week and go from there. Um, so this is good. I'm not worried about IWM. Um, semis. This is a nightmare. Um, we talked about this thing last week as well. Um, semis are same. This is the 2022 low, October low, which is the bear market low, right? Here we have one, two, up and three. And this is some sort of a nasty fourth wave. This was a triple combo here, as we can see. Um, that's a triple combo right there. So the triple combo that we had here, which is a pretty rare, and this is the fourth wave that I'm watching for a couple weeks now. Now, can this be all four as an ABC? It is possible. And then if I do this, you can easily count as a diagonal here as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes one swing. You know, a trend wave is could be a motive diagonal, could be a 5 waves up. We can make a case here. Now, if we have a completed 5 waves here, then we need a 3 wave counter trend to the downside against the 5. So I had this thing as a WXY. I had this thing. So I had this thing down here to 234, which is this 160. Then I draw this zone to have a 38.2, which is the 236. This is support right there for, remember, I always tell you the diagonals have very well-defined targets. Wave 4. So we got to a wave 4, 237, 236, which is a 38.2, 127 extension, 234.72, and a 50 was that. So this is where I draw this yellow box. Okay, this is the zone that I was trying to watch. It's not out of the we're not out of the woods yet, but not at the same time. This little red line right there that you see, this is your 200 EMA. Okay, it's coming back down here. So here, false break, reverse, came back down, retested, popped. Didn't got a test here yet. So if if this is all of 5 and this is all of 3, semi should make a move higher from here. Okay. Again, we're talking about the distribution phase. Okay, this is the chop for months. This is the July. Semi's made an all-time high on July 11 at the open. Okay, so from July, June, July, August, September, October, November. I mean, we're like it's been 4 months now. Okay, we haven't made a new high yet, and we know that S&P is making new highs, Dow is making new highs, small caps are making new highs, but not the semis. Okay, so semis are important, right? Because we gotta track them as along with the other market. Now, can we just go as a 1-2? Because we're gonna be due for this fifth wave, okay? Because you cannot count 1, 2. I will put a 3 here, 4 and 5. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna do that. Second, the reason why I'm not gonna do that because this third wave is gonna be way shorter than the wave 1. The wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave. Okay. So now this is fine. So is this semis are gonna can this be a some sort of a triangle? That's another way to look at it as well. Form some sort of a triangle like this. That's another possibility. You basically take a one here, two here, three here, four, and five. So you have an A, B, C, D, and E, and then you got the push. That is one scenario as well. So we can keep that thing in mind as a triangulation as well. If we don't have a triangulation, we can just do as a 1, 2 here and see. But the point now is that this market, the price is not going to see any upside until it breaks this mark, 262.93. The reason why it being is, you see right there, you have two rejections here, 78.6. And what did I tell you before? About 78.6. That's your last resort. You're going to break this, you're going to take out the high or low, either direction. This is where the decision gets made, right at the 78.6. It's the most important fib. This is where you had the semis had the initial decline, which was almost just 29.17% to August low. Now remember the the large cap and the Qs that we just looked at it earlier, it has 10% decline, right? This one has almost 30% decline. Imagine S&P goes down 30%. I mean, it's going to be, the world is coming to an end. That's just a bear market. The bear market threshold is 20%. So if this is such, I mean, if this is such a bear move the semis just made with all this AI and everything, no wonder the semis is struggling because it took such a huge dive lower in August from to the August low. Because if we go back now, if we look at this 17, now if we look at this one, I mean it's a very choppy one, 15. Okay, that's it. 16. So the 15, this 15% dips on SMH ETFs, it's because a very high beta ETF is normal. The nine here, like this is all you have. The biggest one is this one, near this 50% retracement. From here is almost, I mean, it's almost made it here. I mean, close, it's pretty close to this. Actually, pretty well defined support here, anyways. Here, I mean, it just managed to. So the point now is like, I'm willing to take a chance now with Broadcom for now because I know this is we need this to move. That will help the semi stocks. So which stock is going to do all the work here? Nvidia. Okay. So we need Nvidia to move. Nvidia moves higher, is going to push the semis higher. So this is some sort of a fourth wave, could be a triangulation. I hope this is all because it's taken a lot of time. But if then when if this distribution is taking a lot of time, it can go for another couple weeks or another month or two, kind of stay sideways. It's gonna break. The worst case is this, that if it gets, I really hope that we don't go that far out because it's gonna. I mean, a triangle does take time. I understand that we could could do something, like, but you don't want to go too much crazy, like on the side. something like this. A, B, C, D, and then you get another push, and then you get the breakout. But I mean, again, it's just a fourth wave. It's just gonna torture you. You know, it's never easy to fight the fourth wave. Um, on a one higher degree. Look at Tesla. Jeez, it's still not even out yet. Still got to go above 400 mark in order to fully confirm the fourth wave. So, I mean, you have a double top here to this, and we need to get here. So the upside bet would be if semis improves is to target this. And if we break this double top, then we target 283. And then we make room to the upside. Once we take out this high right there, after that many months, it's gonna push. Um, and then we can just make a room to the upside. But the only downside risk that we have for semis is the tariffs. Remember, like anything China related to tariffs, semis is just the number one on the list. Okay, so that's the only downside risk that we have, and then well, it's just a matter of we're gonna have to wait to see how this thing resolves higher. I mean, we're not cracking this 200. I mean, I hope that we could make some room and trying to squeeze up higher. Um, but I don't know if semis are taking a pause because a lot of time I'm starting to realize and noticing is like if this is taking a pause, market is making new highs, the market pulls back, semi takes off, it will be another semi run, you know? So that will drive the market overall higher as well. The same thing like right now is like look at Apple and Nvidia. Nvidia's trying to come back down. Apple took off, right? Now Apple managed to come back down. Nvidia goes right back up. There's a lot of mixture of if you pay attention to kind of look at price, what they're how these companies and how these market caps are actually being handled, like how they do it. It's just kind of surprise you. Um, Nvidia. I mean, it's the same thing that I'm doing in Nvidia, right? Nvidia has the same chop from here, the June, right there. So we got a June down, down, down. It didn't really until here. So it took a very long time for Nvidia for like since the June high, right? To go into this some sort of a funny looking triangle to end. And there's a very, very weak breakout. And then down, 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 up, you know? So I'm making a case here of this one which matches this. So you have a diagonal here and you have a same diagonal here. And if this is five, if Nvidia managed to get, well, I don't know, it could be just an ABC or whatever, or we can just go right back up. This is some sort of a B wave here after some sort of a five, and then we get one more push lower, and then from here we can go up. So Nvidia is okay as long as we don't come down trying to attack this 122, then I'll be concerned, so we're fine. I mean, technically, I mean, your invalidation stays here because this is where we can count five and starting to make a case here and see how this a counter trend move resolves, the kind of unfolds. And then from here, if the price trying to go and take out this 152.89, and then we can project the upside. So I'm not gonna run any upside. There's no point for me for yet until we starting to come close to it. Then I can run upside projections. So you can mark 152.89 on your chart, which is the high right there, and leave it there. And then right now the support is 131.26, which is this high right there. So we came almost close to it. I don't know if this could be all of Nvidia's strong. And as you can see, like Nvidia dips, buyers are coming right back in. They're buying this stock. So the stock is what, 10.78% from an all-time high now. Had a massive run. I know the stock is gonna take a bit of a pause. That's what the distribution phase was. If Because this move right there and the move there with the we just looked at the semis look side by side. So I'm just tracking this to see if we could make a move higher, and then just go from there. So if if this is all of two, then we should start to move right back up. But for now, what I will be watching is Nvidia to see if Nvidia can comes back up to this B wave and get one more push down toward this zone right there, and then from here trying to take off. So that will have a five up, three down, and then from there we could expect upside. But I gotta have to watch. I'm watching that one with semis, so we'll get some more clarity from there. So that's how Nvidia is. AMD is pig. Um, it's a valid count. I know we're just almost running out of time because we don't have enough time now, and I hate it. Um, it's the same case here. Okay, if you look at AMD, I mean, AMD made a three-way move lower, right? From here, you need eight swings. So I can make a case here for a diagonal up in one. And from here, we have an ABC down, okay, into a counter trend move. That is almost near the 78.6 mark now. I mean, the low was 132.96. Pretty damn close to this. I mean, this is gonna break. I mean, the AMD got some serious punishment coming. Okay, so finger crossed. The only thing I can say is to see if we could the price trying to recover back up. Okay, because this is this right there is is what you gotta have to keep a very good eye on it now. This you don't want to break this. I can tell you that. It came really, really close. It's trying to make a move, but doesn't mean it can come right back down and retest it. It hasn't really tested the support. It came close, but didn't really hit it yet. So it might not, but again, that's not. But if this a C wave is in a diagonal, okay, if this low holds, which is this 132.96, the upside target is 142.80, which is always going to be a prior fourth wave. Okay. So we're looking at what, 37, 3, 4, 5, 5, roughly like little 5.5 point move, okay, to the upside. If I would see a price starting to move right like this, I would have a pretty good confidence that this thing is almost done. And then from here, you need to starting to make a move higher like this. That's your going to be your minimum upside second target, which is 150, which is your prior wave two. Okay. And this is where you're going to start to make a move higher. Now it's going to take time. This is because diagonals, they take forever. If you happen to stuck in one, it's gonna options premium's gonna get hurt the most in a diagonal or in a triangle. These are the two worst waves, okay, of price action that you could be possibly set with premiums on, because they take forever to complete. And then when you are directional because you want to go up or you want to come down, and then you're running out of time, because the price has too much overlap. It's contracting, So, well, what it is, what it is. I mean, I can, you all can afford we can, it just, I don't think that wave count is wrong, but my only downside risk is this, that we'll most likely run out of time because this is not helping. And this is in the same way as well. So if we look at the ETF and we're looking at the top leader, I mean, what makes think that this thing is gonna, I mean, it can, but it's just a matter of like, what the heck is here? You know, all we're doing here is just making lower lows and lower highs until here. We're starting to, this is just, we have a three swing here. If this is a three swing, we should resume in eight. You need eight swings to confirm the upside. Five doesn't do anything. You need eight. Five up, three down. Then you go. So that's the story on AMD. Just a worth of a wait, and I'll keep my finger crossed. MSTR. Um, I mean, I'm just gonna leave the way it is. There's nothing really to do. I mean, can just sit here and MSTR has, well, all these charts have this thing pub. This 333 is the area that you gotta watch really closely because this is where we talked about this one. Oh boy, everything is here. I think some of you weren't here last week. I'll just revise this thing quick. This is the 333 mark here on MSTR. The low was 42 cents. Okay. Think about it for a second. And change that thing to one. And so the price went all the way down here. What I wanted to tell you is this, worth almost zero. We have 99.87% decline from peak to trough. So we're looking at a weekly time frame. So meaning that each bar, I have to squeeze it so you can see I can open it up, but just to show you a picture, I gotta move the squeeze the bottom scale. So this is the high, that's the low, and then from there, price just took forever, and here we are breaking out right here 2 weeks ago. So you telling me that, or anybody who is, you telling me that the price goes like this, take out this high, and just stays up for 1 week or 2 weeks? I mean, I don't think so. It's gonna make some room to the upside. I can tell you that. You gotta watch this 333 area really closely. Okay. So what is the next upside target of this? Oh boy, I gotta change. This is my target. Oh boy, come on. It's a bigger time frame. You see how much of the price moves? It's crazy. I have to compress it. Here, 2000 mark in this zone. It's gonna take some time, but I am pretty confident that we're gonna get there. When we're gonna get there, I don't know, but we will. It's gonna hit this 127 extension because you already took the 78.6. That was 100%. This is one. This is a 127 extension. You break that 78.6. Yeah, you have a very good chance you're gonna go hit that mark. 1.618. That's the fib, right? That's the this, right? The square, the square root of this, okay? 127, which is this. You see where the price backed off on MSTR? Right there. What was the high on MSTR? 543. Look at the fib. 540, 542.86. I bought very few. I will add if I will get a little bit more weakness, but I'm hoping that we don't starting to close below this 333 mark. We can. I mean, we gotta just watch this zone right there. This is a zone. That's the buy zone, and you just have to wait. This this 366 to 333 and 287. If you can now at 395, if you can just average your entry here somewhere in this zone and just leave it, let it work. Just let it work. I bought only five of them, and I bought for now. I mean, because I can always trade Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. So only bought five for now as a starter. And if I have to make a diagonal spread or something just to play the upside, I can open up an option trade. That's not a problem. But the premiums are kind of crazy, and I kind of like coin. We did two trades, I believe, last week on coin. It was pretty good. So coin is behaving, and um, I'm just trying to see if MSTR premiums are pretty wild. They're pretty crazy. So it's just um, if MSTR can I just sorry, MSTR works really good with fibs. Okay, keep that thing in mind, and Bitcoin. If you have the right wave count, well, then with that part you leave it on me. You don't have to worry about that part. So when I starting to see like like the top gets formed right to the certain fib price and then it starts to back off. I mean, you starting to gives you a pretty good confidence, like tells you like you have a good wave count. The price is like kind of respecting your fib projections and things like this. So it could turn out like this. So I mean, again, the bottom line is this: that I'm willing to hang on to the shares for now. I know they're expensive. Like the price is 395 now. Um, and see how long it's gonna take. But I'm gonna target my target is 2000 on MSDR. It's gonna take 3 years. It can take 4 years. It can take 5 years. I'm willing to wait. It doesn't cost me any time at all. I have all the time in the world. So I I like this one because I just give you a reason that when you come all the way back up to this mark, you don't just stay there for like a week or two. You're gonna make some room. So well, I don't know what your plans are or whatever. I mean, but this zone right there that I just laid out, this yellow zone, okay, is where you should consider buying long and just be patient. That's it. Don't kill yourself by looking at the price every single day. That's a torture. You should never ever do. You should change that habit for next year as well. Stop staring at the screen every day. You will mentally exhaust yourself. You're gonna make stupid decisions. Okay. You're gonna rush into the trades when you have plenty of time, but you're just willing to book your profit as quick as you can. Stop doing it. It some positions take time. If the wave count's trying to move and if the trend is strong, get the most upside possible as you can. I know, I mean, it's not fun to give and back. I mean, well, it happens. I've showed you there are many positions that I closed a couple of weeks ago. They were up quite a bit. I just end up closing flat. I had positions that went up to freaking almost $1,700. Some of these positions I just cut them flat. What can I do? I mean, tried. I mean, look, this one, IBB. That was the biotech. I was bullish. I cut them at flat. I was up over $1,300 on this position. I remember that. Okay, well, what can I do? Match. Let's screw with this one. Um, GLW, I was fine. Some of these positions, like Globe, I was pretty bullish on this trade. Globe, $16. I just cut them flat. This one flat, IBB flat. I mean, these are the positions that were pretty good, but rotation and the swing count that I'm watching on these ones are starting to change. So I said like, I gotta free up some cash. I said like, screw it, fine, didn't work. I'm gonna buy something else for next year. I can't. I have a lot of winners compared to the losers that I have all year long. I mean, I can handle a few losses. That's not a problem. No loss has ever bothered me. It's just not how I see things because I don't take stupid risk. You know, my risk on every trade is well defined, is a calculated risk that I take upfront. That and then I try to maintain consistency and then just try to see like, okay, if I can stay consistent and then I can just continue that path. That's my goal. You know, I'm not looking $10,000 position here, $2,000 position here, 4,000 here. That's not how you trade. You will never going to grow your account like this. If you take in $7,000 position, then $4,000 position, then a $1,000 position. No. What are you even doing? Yes, you can hit a $7,000 trade. You can lose a $3,000 trade. And you say like, okay, good. I made money in a bigger trade and I lost and I lost in a smaller size position. Good. I was right in that time. And how long do you think that will last? And you're going to be wrong on the next two trades on a bigger size. Then what are you going to do? Then you're going to take a much bigger loss. You need to balance the risk. Okay, just keep it balanced. That will it will it if this side is down, we're gonna try to catch from this side. If this is down, this is working. That's how you manage both sides. Yeah, then to win both sides is where you're gonna make the most money because you're hedging. Options is hedging against your long-term portfolio. Always remember that. Nobody's building an empire on option trading. Get that thing out of your head. It doesn't work that way. Big money is gonna get made here. Your 401ks, your mutual funds, the whatever the funds is all based on a bigger time horizon, right? That accumulate gains over time. There's a lot of mutual, like, okay, so you happen to pick a mutual fund into your 401k and your retirement account, that could underperform the market as well. That doesn't mean that all the mutual funds that you have through your company, through your 401ks, have a 5-star Morningstar ratings on it. Some of them are lower because it has certain different stocks that are the laggard. So how are you going to make up the mutual fund to outperform the market? Well, if you're going to put funds in there, yeah, then you just have to hold your breath. It's the same concept, you know? The Vanguard is you're managing your 401k. Who owns Vanguard? BlackRock. So each quarter, I mean, I don't think people really actually read the statements of their. They probably just look at like, oh, my 401k is up 13%. Okay, well, how many fees did you pay to get there to begin with? How many fees that 401k has? Have you looked at your statement after every quarter? Bigger the account is, much bigger fee that you're paying every 3 quarter of those funds that you're holding. They're not free. Take a look at your statement from the last 3 months, a quarterly statement. That's what they normally send out. I don't have 401k. I have an IRA account, but I know how 401k works. So the mutual funds that you're holding, it has fees that you pay in each quarter. It could, if you have $80,000 in your 401k or something, you're probably paying like $200-300, something like this. You have to look. It's gonna show on your statement. Where do you think the money is going? BlackRock. So you don't expect that, okay, so your company does contributions, some don't, right? So you have a 401k, company does, the company say like, okay, we'll match half or one third or whatever the case is. Okay, they'll do that. Some they do year-end contributions. Some of them they do every 6 months. So it's just like 401k is good, but 401k has a lot of damn fees. But you have no choice because you're a 9 to 5 employee. Okay, unless you wanted to open up your own IRA account and then you have to manage your own retirement account, but then you just have to take a high risk stocks that you are going to own and then you have to do all the work. But not everybody is a stock junkie either. People don't have enough time and they have families and they're like, I don't even know what people don't even know what mutual funds are to begin with. They just have it. Save it for your retirement and this because 59 and a half years of age, you can cash it out. No, no, you can roll, if you have a 401k now through a company, you can roll it over to an IRA. Yeah, because you haven't paid taxes on it yet. So basically, what you have to do now, because if you have whatever you have your 401k, um, you need to first open up an IRA account with Schwab. You can open one. So you will open up a retirement account, and then once you will open up your retirement account, you will have your account number and stuff. Then you're gonna call your 401k company. Okay, the 401k Thomas like, hey, I wanted to transfer, I wanna withdraw, meaning the um, um, take out the 401k money. I wanted to roll over into an IRA. Well, first you have to sell all the mutual funds that you're holding into your 401k. Okay. So you're gonna sell those because you cannot, because some of these brokerage don't have the same mutual funds but they offer, right? Fidelity might have some different one, JP Morgan might have different one, Schwab might have some different one. So you have to close out all those positions. So you're gonna bring everything back to the cash position to your 401k. Now you have no mutual funds. It will take, which depends which day you do. Then the mutual fund will close by the end of the bell, and then it will take a day or two to settle, and then your account will show the full balance what it was where the mutual funds were get sold. So once you will have that, once you have the account open, then you're gonna call Schwab and tell them, Schwab is like, hey, I'm bringing. Sorry, you have to tell 401k that, hey, I wanted to transfer this money into my IRA account. So they will ask you that account number, because that account number they're gonna write them on a check. So either you could do a wire transfer directly to them, or you can have them mail you a check. So that's better to do that, to have them mail you a check. This way you will have a paper trail. So then the check will be made out to Schwab, not, and then slash with your name on it. Okay. Because if they just write a check just under your name, or you're gonna get hit hard with tax because the payable is to you now. They have to make the payable to Schwab slash your name. On the memo, it will have your new IRA account number, and then you take that check, go to their branch, or make or deposit into your. You cannot deposit into your account. The check has to go to them. You cannot cash it out because the check is made out to them, to the firm, and that's it. And the money will get transferred over there. So once you have the money transferred, now you don't have 401k anymore. Now you have IRA account. So now you manage on your own, which I do. I mean, when I don't have, I'm a self-employed, so I have IRA for myself, and my wife, she have a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA has is the way to go. Converting IRA to Roth IRA triggers income tax. Yeah, Roth IRA has no tax. Yeah. If you trade indexes, like if you trade S&P cash, which I do, um, your your Roth IRA is the way to go because it's in a much lower tax bracket. So because indexes has always has a much higher tax bracket on a short-term capital gain. So those ones will help. Roth IRA helps it really good if you trade index, but not everybody trade indexes anyway. So there is some advantages for having a 401k. With 401k is good for 9 to 5 employee because not everybody is a financial guy. I mean, who knows overall about the market and stuff. And people are trying to learn now. They don't even know that much either until they're gonna spend years of researching and reading about him and stuff. And some people, they just don't even have much time. They have family and they have things to take care of. At the same time, they say like, "Hey, I'm looking for some extra money on the side, to come." I mean, that helps. I mean, in order to make some side cash on the market and stuff like this, you have to take risk. You know, in life, you have to. If you want to be a successful in life, you have to take risk. Just the bottom line. If you don't want to take a risk, and if you're afraid, and if you have a fear, you will be working 9 to 5 until the day you die. Just that's the fact. I don't want to be rude to anyone. It's just the way it is. You will be working for somebody until the rest of your life. You have to take risk. You can retire early. You can save, put a chunk of money on a side. You can cover your monthly needs. There's many different ways. I told you. I give you a I have a guy in the group, okay, who pays his mortgage every single month, and he tells everyone I live in a free house. I mean, it's crazy. You think about it that way. The guy works from home. He's an IT guy, but he said I live in a free. I have a free mortgage. Mo pays my mortgage. All he does is copy paste my order. So like you handle it. It's like I'll put the rest the way you do it. We just cover my mortgage. It's pretty impressive. I mean, if you really think that way. I mean, it doesn't mean that I can do it every single month. You keep that thing in mind. We're gonna have a down week. It's gonna come. I mean, I'm gonna be wrong. Okay. I mean, I can't be right every single time. We all should know that. I can't give everyone a big high hope like, hey, you know, we're gonna do well this and this. Yeah, we're gonna have some speed bumps. That's just the way every trader's life is. There's gonna be a little bit of a tough times that you gotta go through it, but we'll overcome it. I'm not worried about it. It's not like losses will come. It is a part of the game. But your winners, It should be a lot more than your losses that you're going to take. That's it. If you had earned income wages, do maximum contribution 30 max 24 401k. But no, the Roth IRA. No. If you have earned income, do maximum contribution. Yeah, but people can do maximum if they have enough to, what about their other needs? Well, they don't have anything else to do, just throw money into retirement at the same time. You have to look at that way as well. People wants to retire, fine. Well, eventually everyone will. And at the same time, I mean, you want to max out retirements. Well, you have your daily needs as well. You have your mortgage, you have utilities, you have car payments, you have food, vacation, clothes, name it. What, you just want to put money in that you cannot even touch it until you turn 60? And what is a guarantee that you're going to live until 60? Is another thing. You know, how many people, I mean, I know a guy who retired after 18 years working at a company who has saved a lot of money for his retirement. He was really, really happy. And he took a retirement. 6 months later, he got a heart attack. He rolled over. Done. Gone. So all his life, he put money into a retirement account that he's going to have such a beautiful retirement. And here he got the retirement, sitting home after 6 months, got a heart attack, and he rolled over, died. That's it. Done. His family get to keep all the money that he saved. He didn't get to enjoy anything. Life can take unexpected turns. You have to be well aware of that. Money is not everything. Health is priceless. You gotta be healthy. Gotta eat good. You gotta exercise every day. Money comes and goes. I don't look at that. As my mom says all the time to me, she's like, do not run after money. She's like, money will come. That's the way I am. I always have a calm, steady, patient approach. I don't chase my money will come. I'm not worried about it. I have skills. I have experience. I know how to trade. I'll find my way. So what's so difficult? Yeah, I'm gonna be wrong 2, 3 times. Fine. It's okay. It doesn't mean I'm gonna be wrong next 10 trades. It doesn't work that way. There are winners and losers. We'll overcome. It's just a matter of like how much risk that we laid it out. Last or least, Tesla. The only downside we have for Tesla is this. Okay, so we gotta keep that thing in mind. So we have seasonality this month is against us. Okay, so I gotta factor this. Now we go back to our price. Where are we at? This is 202. There's 212 up, down, wave 3, 161.8, pull back. Is it a 5-way move? I can make it work. Okay, if this is a completed 5-way move, we need a 3-wave counter trend move to the downside. Okay, so if this was a some sort of a B that we just got yesterday, right to that 348 mark, which is 61.8, which is right into this zone right there. If we reject, we can get one more push lower is to complete some sort of like an ABC move. Okay, right here at the zone. That is one case. Second case is this. Can this be still a fourth wave? That's another possibility as well. Okay. What I mean by that is the same way is like either I can move this fourth wave here, then get one more push to complete this one, and then take another leg lower. It's tricky. But if you look at the price action here, it's sideways. Okay. So we talked about this thing before: initial move, accumulation, distribution. Okay. So from here, price should resume right back up. Now, this is great, but at the same time, seasonality is not helping us much. One thing. So that is against us. Second thing is this, that the rotation is, oh, come on, what happened here? Is weakening as well, right there. That's a big one because it's so far away from the benchmark. So it's weakening here. So unless if it reverses back up, that's a different thing. But we don't see that uh, the form of the hook yet for to make the case, because if rotation reverse, it's gonna form a quick hook here and it reverse it right back up. But we don't have that here. It's just coming back down like this. Nvidia right there, you see, kind of like pushing back here. Google is kind of down here. Amazon is right behind it here. Here's your Mag 7 rotation. Is kind of, I don't know, December is just not, to me, what I just said, the first week or two is just looking pretty choppy to me, to be honest. The only stock is just ripping now is by to Apple. Look how Microsoft rejecting. You see, it's starting to it was starting to go back up, and look at the rejection here. Meta is weak as well. Kind of poke it more toward this side. It gotta go like this, like the what Apple did. You see, and how Apple made a new all-time high. So is Apple is gonna save the whole everything, because everything here, what I see is Tesla here, Netflix now here, Mag 7, um, with ETF, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Meta, and then Microsoft got a hook here. Got to take a little easy with risk, to be honest, to uh, to start off December, because all we have is just this 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, I mean, this is going to be a full holiday season. I mean, there's not going to be that much volume anyway. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's going to do. Okay, you have to look at this way. Trump is so. You have to look at this way. Elon Musk right now is literally a vice president of this country. Okay, but it's not on paper. It's just the way it is. You don't see JD pictures or hanging out with Trump anywhere since the election. You don't. The guy just, nobody, I don't know, he become a shoe shining guy or something. Nobody talks about JD anymore. He's, I mean, you have to pay attention that every Mar-a-Lago event, Musk is there. Do you see pictures of JD standing next to Trump? He's a vice president, for God's sake. He will be appointed white president, but he's not there. UFC fights, sitting in the planes together, eating McDonald's. Do you see JD sitting right next to them? No, he's just a puppet. So the point back to his company is that Tesla, remember the 313 mark that I talked about? You're gonna have to watch this one because Market cap sometimes it's like a 311 or 312, something like this. Either or, I mean, doesn't matter. This is a mark right there that makes company a $1 trillion market cap company. So it kind of, you see right there, kind of poked above and just boom, bounce right back up. There's a lot of time that market once it gets to that 1 trillion market cap, it holds for some time, because just it's a mess. Just a crown that you kind of company kind of puts over on their top. So same thing like at Amazon and Google's and all that kind of companies, they do decline, but they don't they don't lose that. They're gonna recover quick. Um, so the point now is that for self-driving cars, um, what he needs is China approval, right? And he's gonna get that approval through some deal, some negotiation through Trump. I mean, this guy has, I don't know, just such a, like, he thinks that it's the richest man and the most smartest man ever live on this earth, and everybody else is just plain stupid. You know, he has that ego. I own social media and I can go buy MSNBC and I have the most money in the world and I can buy whoever I want and I just bought the whole election. Yeah, he's electing presidents now for this country with the power of his money. Now Trump owes him big time. Can I say no to him? So he's running he's, I mean, again, he's the vice president, but it's not on paper. That's all. And he's gonna be the he's he has Trump in his pocket now. Trump can talk whatever he can, but he's not gonna say much in front of the money though. You always have to look at who helped him the most. So he's negotiating deals, making deals with Iranian leader in New York that nobody knows. Like, who are you, first of all? I mean, what military clearance, like, intelligence that I don't know. I mean, you're just a company, regular citizen, and telling the military guys that you're gonna get hung and we're gonna, because it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get myself into it, but more and more I kind of like looked around and kind of just like, dude, they gotta take a little bit of a break, slow down. It's getting way too much. So he's gonna be watching his company stocks for sure. And everybody had a big hope that Tesla stock will perform well with his presidency for the next 4 years, because the last 4 years with Democrats, Tesla was a nightmare. Okay. And he knows that. And that's why he played that move, because his stock is not going anywhere from the last from the last 4 years, right there in front of you. It hasn't gone anywhere. So he has to play his card to get out of this mess. He is now, because this, whatever it is gonna make its way out. But chasing the stock back and forth every single day, like what most people do, first of all, they have no clue what they're doing. Second thing is this, they're panicking because they have a position open and they just want to make sure that Tesla rips as much as it can. That's what it is. It's all noise. You're always going to talk about where you have your money and you're going to convince everyone else, like, hey, put the money here because this is where I am in. That's what everybody's doing. Pump my stock. I'm long this month. Yeah, bring 30,000 more people with you at the same time. Volume spikes and boom, price moves. It's just all it is, just noise. So the the upside path for Tesla is looks pretty promising to me as well, based on what I'm showing you here. This is a pretty complex correction of an Elliott wave. You have a flat with a zigzag with a triangulation and a wave, and a Y wave, and then which lines up pretty well with 61.8 fib. And from here now you start making higher highs. So if this is a fourth wave, and I should get five smaller waves, is to get the fifth wave to the upside. So it has room to go, and it's gonna take months and a couple of years. So don't expect that thing just gonna go there in 2, 3 months. Yeah, did you see the Time magazine? How they did you see the cover of the Time magazine? They made a let me see if I can find it. What is that? I thought I they did a picture of a White House, and then they cut the White House in one corner and then they put Moscow over there, Russia, because everybody knows that how much he obsessed with Putin. I don't know. I saw it somewhere. It's crazy. Like I don't know if it's like I don't know if it doesn't look like it's the real one. Um, Somebody I don't know, somebody probably faked it out or something. But the official, you know who owns Time, right? Time magazine.
Yeah, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
somebody.
somebody just posted on
Yeah,
Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah, that's what I thought because it doesn't have because it has the picture of our White House, and then the White House they cut them right there like this, and then they put a building of the mosque over there, Times Square.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't see it.
yeah, because everybody. Well, again, there's always going to be two sides. So just politics is just a
Oh, yeah.
nasty, dirty. Oh yeah, they're for votes. They will sell their own mom and sister. Trust me, just
Oh,
to get
yeah.
elected. That's how nasty these politicians are.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't care. So the yeah, he's gonna be watching for sure. Trump is, the Tesla is. But again, the only thing that I would show you is just stay long Tesla. So this monthly rotation right there is waking up, you know. So now if you wanted to get into an option trade and where you can cash it out and then you can go back in and this, but that's gonna be a lot of work and it's gonna be a lot of decisions that you have to make. You gotta have to make. So if you wants to go long with shares and just keep hedging with options, that's the way to go. And that's exactly how I did it this year for you. Many of you already know. Okay. I mean, I stay long with shares and I just keep hedging with options. It's the only way you can trade. You can't just trade one directional trade just with options because any 15, 20 points to the downside is gonna hurt those premiums bad. So I mean if
Mo,
you
can you shift the chart a little bit to the left so that we can see those orange fibs on the right?
huh? Oh, this
Yeah,
one?
it's truncated. Yeah, it's truncated.
Oh, if you wanna, yeah, these are okay. This is this high right there, right? So Tesla all-time high is 414.50. Okay. And remember, we talked about this thing before. When you starting to break this, which is this 300 mark, which is this point right there, okay? Your next upside target is this, which is 414.50. You don't you can just get rid of everything. I
Yeah,
mean,
those orange fibs are we can't see it on the screen. Can you move it? Oh, yeah, that's good.
here. So what it is here is if you don't want to deal with none of this stuff, okay? Any of these labels and stuff. They're like, you know what, put the Elliott on the side. I want to focus on this high, this low, okay? 4 414.50 down to 101.80, okay? Peak to trough. What I wanted to do is I want to take out this high, meaning that I'm betting on a stock to stay long is to take out this high. Well, how long is it going to take? We don't know that. Nobody knows that. Okay. Now, if you have shares, you have all the time in the world. You have nothing to worry about. You say, like, you know what, screw it. It's going to take another 2 more years. I'll hold it. Let it work. If you have that patience. But that doesn't mean that you're just married to those shares and just, it depends where you bought them. If you bought them here, like, yeah, you have taken some serious punishment coming all the way back near toward that price. I mean, it's close. It's very close now. I mean, price is 20% from all-time high. This is one single session. Tesla can just have one strong volume day. What is 20%? Nothing. For this stock, the way it moves, everybody knows that, right? 20% move for Tesla for one single day is normal. And it was it was less before. It was 14.52 before to that high of 361.93. And it kind of, backed off a couple points, which is okay. From the point now is you want to get here. You want to get here, then you have a very good chance to get it here. That's where I will leave it for now. I don't want to, you don't, that is 20 here to new high. If I take that monthly rotation and I put a reasonable target on Tesla, a 75% upside to 600 mark, 607. 75% upside. Okay, let's do this. Now we'd go back and look and see how much is the Tesla moves on an average. So you want to make a case of 75% move. Okay, here's your five years of performance. 2009, 25%, 2027, that was the COVID year. 49, down 65, 101. This year is up 38.90. That's the second, well, it's not, the month is not over yet. So in the last 3 years, the stock is down. It's down 3% on an annual rate of return. 5 year time horizon is up 73%, but it all depends when you bottom. So the last 4 years, okay, which you think that he's not watching it. He had all these promises to the Optimus and to this and the flying cars and to the Mars and this and that. Well, he's doing what he's that he's trying to sell everybody on the future concept. Like, okay, this is the future. Get in my flying car, a rocket ship. I'm gonna take you to the Mars. So he's selling everyone on his idea. People loving him, and they're like, okay, yeah, beautiful. I can get to go to Mars one day because of him. But the 4 years out of that 5 years, his stock is done nothing. So the shareholders were sitting thinking is like, okay, well, we can study price. Now can we okay, well, how long a stock can go sideways? Another year? I mean, okay. But it's going to break this high one way or another. That's what the price does. It's just remember, I mean, we're looking for higher high, right? So if you're a shareholder, if you bottom here, took this punishment, oh, it depends. Like if you added somewhere and see the biggest problem is the most people is this that they want to look at every single trade has to be an option related. Just has to be an option trade. Well, I'll just buy a leap because I want us to go long. But you can't just buy a leap on every single stock. Some leaps just you have to even look at like how is yeah, because I'm just buying time. Nobody wants to buy it here. Everybody love to buy it here now. Nobody wants to buy it here. So I mean, I'm telling you, it was. We've been talking about this stock for how long? This stock it's gonna go. The rotation looks good on a monthly side. It's gonna my monthly rotation is 1 month, so it's gonna crawl like a little turtle. It's gonna take some time. I customize. You probably noticed like what kind of a bars are these? I custom these bars here. These are they called the RSI bars. I done it this way. Greens are the ones that have a strong momentum to the upside relative strength. Black is where you have the neutral. Red you have lower. So it changes colors based on the relative strength. Something I've been playing around with this lately. That I did here on Optima, I believe. Somebody was asking me about Amazon last night. Yeah, these ones. You see, like, you see red here. It's all black here. That's when the RSI was neutral. This is when it was green. Yeah, you can. I do a lot of crazy stuff all day. This is like like normally you do bars like high and low, right? high bar, like the green and red. Greens are up and down. These are I customize these bars. So these are based on the on RSI. When it gets a reading above 70, it turns green. If it gets a reading below 30, it turns red. If it stays between 30 and 70, which is right there, it stays black. It's neutral. That's what it is. You see right there? Right there. See the price went right hit that 70 mark. Look at this bar right there. And then from here, all the way up till here, RSI was green. And then you see this black bar. That's where the RSI dipped below 70. It turns black. Then RSI turned back up, turns green again. So it's a different way of, if you are wanted to see what the relative strength index is doing with the price on each bar, you can customize it that way. So just, I'm always into new things, always goofing around. This is what I'm working on. I'm going to shut the video off. It's going to take forever to download then.